The rain was coming down hard that evening, drumming on the roof of a small auto repair shop at the edge of town. Inside, Daniel wiped the grease from his hands and glanced at the clock. Nearly 8 p.m. He should have been home hours ago, making dinner for his little girl, Lily. But as always, life had other plans. The sound of tires screeching to a stop pulled his attention. A beaten-down sedan rolled into the shop, steam rising from under the hood. The driver, a young woman with tired eyes and trembling hands, stepped out nervously. She looked exhausted, like someone who had been fighting battles the world didn't see. "Sir, I'm sorry to come this late," she said softly, shivering in the cold air. "My car, it just gave out. I don't have much money, but I need to get to the next town tonight. It's important." Daniel looked at her for a long moment. Something about her voice, the desperation behind it, touched him. He wanted to say no. He had a child waiting at home, hungry, probably already curled up with a book to keep herself distracted. But Daniel couldn't bring himself to turn someone away, especially not someone who looked so lost. "Pull it in," he said finally, sighing. "Let me take a look." The woman's eyes lit up in relief, though she bit her lip nervously as if holding back tears. Inside the car, in the back seat, Daniel spotted movement. A little girl, about the same age as Lily, sat clutching a worn teddy bear. Her eyes were wide, watching him carefully, like a child used to being invisible but silently begging to be noticed. As Daniel popped the hood and started working, he felt that gaze on him. He smiled faintly and leaned down. "Hey there, kiddo. Don't worry. I'll get your mum back on the road." The girl hesitated, then leaned closer, her voice no more than a whisper. "She's not my mum," the girl said, eyes glistening. "But, please, can you help her? She's the only one who's been kind to me. Please." Mr. Daniel froze. The wrench slipped in his hand, clattering to the ground. He turned slowly to look at her, heart tightening in his chest. Not her. "Mum." The woman must have overheard, because she looked away quickly, blinking back tears. As Daniel worked under the hood, he kept glancing at her. Something about her body language screamed pain and shame. Finally, as the engine sputtered back to life, he asked quietly, "So, she's not your daughter?" The woman's shoulders sagged. She gripped the edge of the workbench as if bracing herself. "No, not by blood," she whispered. "I found her. She was abandoned. Her real mother left her at a bus station. Night. Nobody came for her. I couldn't walk away. I've been trying to take care of her ever since, but it's been hard. Jobs don't last when you're dragging a child around. Money doesn't stretch far. And now the car." She broke off, covering her face with her hands. Daniel stood there, his chest heavy. He thought of Lily, his little girl, asleep at home. He thought of how she had cried for her mother when his wife walked out years ago, leaving them behind because the burden of responsibility was too much. He had seen firsthand what abandonment did to a child. And now, here was another little girl, clutching her teddy bear, praying someone wouldn't give up on her. He looked at the woman. She was young, worn down, but her eyes, they carried something he respected. The determination to protect, even when it broke her. "You don't owe me anything," Daniel said finally, wiping his hands on his rag. The woman blinked in surprise. "But, the repair's free," Daniel interrupted firmly. "You keep your money. You're already paying more than enough, just by trying to give that little girl a better life." Her lips trembled, and she turned away quickly, hiding her tears. From the car, the little girl whispered again, this time louder, her voice cracking through the silence of the shop. "Please, Mr. Don't let her give up. She's my mom, even if she's not really." That was it. Daniel couldn't hold back anymore. He walked over and crouched by the car window. "Listen, sweetheart," he said gently. "If she's chosen to love you, that makes her your mum in the ways that really matter. Don't ever doubt that." The child nodded slowly, clutching her bear tighter. Daniel finished the job, but as the woman prepared to leave, something tugged at him. He couldn't just let them drive off into the night. Not when he knew too well how hard the world could be on people like them. "Wait," he said, stopping her. "Where are you even heading?" She hesitated. I heard there's a shelter a few towns over. They might have a place for us." Daniel exhaled. He thought of Lily at home, alone. He thought of how many nights he had prayed for someone to show up for him when things got too heavy. Maybe tonight, he was supposed to be that person for someone else. "Follow me," he said finally. "Come to my place, at least for tonight. It's not much, but there's a warm meal and a roof. My daughter would love some company." The woman stared at him, stunned. You'd do that for us, but you don't even know me. Daniel met her eyes steadily. I don't have to. I can see who you are by the way that little girl looks at you, and that's enough. That night, Lillian, the little girl, introduced herself as Emily sat at the kitchen table, giggling over spaghetti as if they had been friends forever. Daniel watched them, heart swelling. The woman, whose name was Sarah, sat quietly across from him, her eyes brimming with unspoken gratitude. I don't know how to thank you, she whispered. Don't. Daniel said simply, just don't. Give up. That little girl needs you. And honestly, maybe we all need each other more than we realize. Days turned into weeks. Sarah found work in town. Daniel helped watch Emily, and slowly, a new kind of family began to form under his small roof. The scars of abandonment and loss didn't disappear overnight, but together with laughter, with shared struggles, with the decision to keep choosing each other, they began to heal. And one evening, as the sun set outside and the children played in the yard, Emily ran inside and tugged on Daniel's sleeve. Guess what? She whispered proudly. Now I have two parents. Daniel froze, glancing at Sarah, who blushed deeply but didn't look away. For the first time in years, Daniel felt something he thought he'd lost forever: hope. Final message for the viewers. Sometimes family isn't about blood, it's about love, sacrifice, and the choice to stand by each other when the world tries to pull you apart. A single act of kindness can change the course of someone's life and, sometimes, can give you back the very thing you thought you had lost.